Hey, listen, I want to talk about a topic that I've been sitting on for a very long time, and it may be a little controversial. People may feel a way about it, but when you look at it for what it really is, it is that y'all need to stop letting y'all pastors or leaders of y'all's organizations call you their flock. You are not no damn sheep. You understand me? And when Jesus mentioned these people like sheep or my flock, it was more of an insult because more of the people could not think for themselves. And that's the world that we currently live in right now. They call it the matrix. I just say, people are just asleep. You're just walking around like zombies. Being called a sheep is generally considered an insult. The term sheep is often used to refer to people who are easily led or who lack individuality and creativity. It suggests that someone is a conformist, timid, or lacking autonomy. That is not you are not nobody's sheep. And what I want you to understand is that you got to start thinking for yourself. Stop letting people just sway you because they got a large following, or because you like them a lot, or because they're really good with words, or they're really argumentative, or they're really good with debates. You got to do your own due diligence. You got to start doing your own research. So don't just depend on somebody else's research. When you talk about deep research, we're talking about you getting in there. You want to find data that is true, that is accurate. When somebody makes a point, even if you find it to be valid, and they give some type of research about where they got it from, it is your job to go find the same citing source and go down your own education rabbit hole to determine if their interpretation was actually true or not. If they're a thought process of that being or that person is true or not. You are not sheep. Stop walking around acting like you are sheep. Wake the hell up. Wake up. I'll give you an example. And I know we probably ain't supposed to talk about this, but it's the truth. Everybody know that I'm a part of a fraternity called Omega Psi Phi. And when it comes to the fraternity, I'm just going to tell you, getting a brand, it's not tight. I'm just going to call it a buck. It's not tight. Getting a brand signifies that you failed certain tests. But this is what people do, right? So when you get a brand, technically, if you came out with these tests and you passed all the tests blameless, your skin is supposed to be blameless, right? No brands, no nothing, right? Let me give you an example of what happens when you let sheep deter you. So we cross, right? We the bros now. We celebrating, we excited. We go to our profile house. We go to our leader's house. One of our leaders, our older brothers, and my line brothers want brands. I know what the brand means. The brand means that a test was failed. I didn't fail a test. But then the the leader says, hey, man, if Jake don't get a brand, nobody else can get a brand. Now, these other people, like sheep, I'm using it as an example, want this brand so much, even when they know what it means. So I end up getting a brand. Because they spent like 3 hours begging me for this damn brand, and I actually got the brand, and I freaking hate it. I hate the brand. The moment I got the brand, I wasn't drinking. I was sober. Everybody else was drunk. The moment I got the brand, I hated it. And the reason why I hated getting the brand was not because I do not love my fraternity. I hate it because on my body, it is now scarred, and it represents something that does not represent me. I am not, I did not fail any test. I have never failed any like real test that I feel like God has given me or has been presented before me. But this is what the world will do. The world will take something that means harm towards you and then spin it and make you feel bad because you don't want it or you're going a different route. Stop being sheep. And in that moment, I was the weakest of the weak. I was a sheep. I should have stood on my 2. I should have stood on my 10. And it should have just been that. And if they had a problem, it just would have been a problem. But at that time, I conceded. You want to know why I conceded? Because when enough people start telling you something and start pulling on you, you will eventually turn into them. This is why you don't be a product of your environment. You are always going to be a product of your environment. If you're not strong enough to stand in the midst of them, you got to stand by yourself. Don't be sheep, because following the crowd, following what they call the matrix, will have you living a life in a manner that is contradictory toward freedom and equality and justice, all that good fun stuff, overabundance and stuff, because the world wants you to live this way. When I teach private banking, I'm teaching people to live opposite of the world, to live in a life that is fully free, to pick up skill sets that are truly free, to understand entrepreneurship at its skill set in its core. These are real things that will allow for you to live a financially free life. I know what debt can give you. I know the leveraging power, but I also too know what exactly it means. You got to start looking at it for yourself. You got to start doing due diligence for yourself. You got to stop letting talk show hosts and social media followers and people like me including that have a certain way of communicating something that you like, and then you don't do any other research on that topic, that research, that stock, that product, that crypto, or even when I talk about private banking, there is no other due diligence or follow-up. Stand on your 2. If you know what something means and you know your habits and you know what it represents, you yourself have to be able to be willing to stand alone before you're willing to go against what your real value system is. You ain't no damn sheep. Stop being sheep. And Jesus used that as an insult. It was an insult. Y'all thought Jesus was gangster. Y'all thought he was soft? Come on, man. You ain't no damn sheep.